Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again to Wild Arms 2. When we last left off, we got to the mining town of Damson, and we looted the place, went into a bar, bought ourselves some alcoholic beverages, and then learned of a very odd place that we'll be visiting much later in the game. More extensively. So now we're back to Damson, and I did a couple things off screen. I got to level 9. The reason being is that I don't grind in this game because it's really not necessary, except for a few particular things. One of them being I like to, when I get to Damson, I like to hurry up and get to level 9 so that I don't have to worry about being in the next dungeon, hitting level 9 and then level 10 because there's a boss coming up, and bosses give lots of experience, you know, and missing out on up HP. I don't feel like going in, getting level 9 and then leaving. So I like to get level 9 before the next dungeon. So I went up and got everybody up to level 9. It didn't take long, about 15 minutes of just, you know, running in circles. I bought a bunch of status healing items. This will probably last me for a very long time. Hopefully, anyway. Unless I get very unlucky. But it's always useful to carry them. I also erased one of Lilka's crest graphs. And, let's see, I erased Spark and replaced it with Vortex. The reason being that there's the boss that's coming up next is weak to wind. So she'll have a really powerful move to do in between her healing. Anyway, let's finish looking around. Oh! Okay then! Step away from the crazy person. Let's go in here. We always meet the most colorful people in these games. Okay. That's not a bookshelf. Well, it obviously is a bookshelf, but apparently this man only keeps porn on his bookshelf. And our heroes are above that. Except for Lilka, she's dirty. The life of a merc is suffering, huh? Let's see, that's the personal skills shop. This house we'll go in a minute. This is the doctor's office. Damson's an interesting town. It has probably the most varied buildings. They call it a ghost town, but it really has the most varied buildings out of anyone. It has a bar and a doctor's office. I think Maria is the only one that really comes close, because it has a the bakery. But really, that's it. Most of the towns just consist of, we have an item shop, a weapon shop, a personal skills shop, an arms meister, and a magic shop, and that's it. And then there's a couple of NPC houses. Oh, well, that's tremendously better than I thought it was. Just a broken finger. That's amazing. Ah. It sure was. Okay then. Whoa, who's this? Kate and Amy are the two young women we met earlier who were telling us that one part of Valeria's chateau is off limits. So, they're psychics. Irvin basically uses them as a sending and receiving dish for his communicators. and he wants us to go and continue our search in the field. So, considering that the cave-in was basically to block off this town, maybe there's some clues around with what the people who set off those explosives, what they're after. And I'll just go ahead and tell you, you need to come in here, talk to these two people. Okay, we'll go around then. The people of my family, and she means her, that dude we just talked to, and this old man right here. And then when we go back downstairs, they've moved, and they tell us that 4 people basically broke into the Telepath Tower, which is it's this big gigantic broadcast tower that basically runs all of the communicators in the world. So we need to go to the Telepath Tower and look out for this suspicious group. Alright, now, quick exit, let's go this way. Telepath Tower is not too far away. It is, as soon as the game finishes loading, let's see, it is this way. Excuse me. And oh look, an obvious green discoloration. Oh look, a tower. Telepath Tower is not too hard of a dungeon. It, the first room, I think, I remember it giving me a lot of trouble, and it actually gave me a lot of trouble when I did my little test run of the game. Because there's no obvious, I guess, explanation of what you're supposed to do. What you're supposed to do, you stand about right there, I think, and you throw boxes at these blinking, well, boxes. And you want to stand about right here. There's 4 boxes, so you can miss once and still open the door. It's not too hard, it's just not incredibly obvious. You know, because you're I'm sitting there trying to go, okay, man, why can't I hit these blocks? Because it's obvious you have to hit them, you know, but it's not obvious you have to hit them with those crates. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. The enemies in here are, I think they're the same as... Well, no. The enemies in here are critters, lights, which you can find right outside, and rat monkeys. You might remember the rat monkeys from the first game. Or as I like to call them, rat monkey bastards. So we'll go ahead and get into a fight. Just so we can demonstrate them. Now, there's 2 of the 3 enemies right there. Lights are, I think, strong to every element. Critters are pretty easy to kill. So we're just going to punch them. Why did my lineup change? I had Luca in the second spot. Alrighty then. At this point, don't worry about elemental weaknesses, because like I explained when we were going through Under Traffic, you can pretty much one-hit KO most of the enemies that you'll run across. Ow. This guy is an exception, but really they're few and far in between the ones that take any real effort to kill. It's a good thing that they do this. It makes the random battles not really last a whole long time. Punch. Let's see. Critters and Daclites are worth 20 experience apiece and 80 Gela apiece. The rat monkeys are also worth 20 experience, but they only drop 50 Gela apiece. Interesting to note, I think the rat monkeys can commit suicide. It's kind of funny. I do know they have a move called I Hate You. And then they go up and just attack you. It's pretty funny. It's like, all of a sudden you see me, it goes, I hate you! Ah! I think I'm gonna skip the fights because, well, I can, I guess. When I get the album, I won't be skipping so many fights because then I'll be able to tell, oh, hey, this fight has a enemy that I haven't demonstrated before, so, yeah. Although, sometimes I might accidentally, skip one just because of the fact that, it's like muscle habit. Well, anyway, well, what you gotta do is you gotta jump down here, throw this switch, and then go all the way back around. Slightly irritating, but, whatever. The Telepath Tower is not a long dungeon. It's not a hard dungeon. It is pretty straightforward. Although there is one puzzle that I have always thought that was slightly out of place for its difficulty in the game. It's like, okay, we're still at the relative beginning of the game. I mean, the game's really just started to open up. We haven't even introduced the villains yet. And then they throw this one puzzle at you. The Telepath Tower was designed to broadcast worldwide. I wonder if empathite, can you, get a bunch of small pieces of empathite to make kind of like a big piece? Alrighty then, let's see. These are elevators. It's locked currently. We can't do anything with it. So we need to... They're turned off. So we need to go and find a way to turn them on. Oh, look, a switch. That turns on the elevators. That way is a dead end, so I'm not going to demonstrate it. But we go in the elevator. We go down to the 3rd floor. The 1st and 2nd floor, I do believe, are dead ends. Well, they're not dead ends. They just take you back down to places you could walk. Come to the 3rd floor, and you get the booty call. Ashley's second tool. It's not used to solve any puzzles. What it does is it works just like the similar tool from the first game. You use it, and if there's a treasure that you can pick up nearby, there'll be a tone, and that treasure will blink. Where the location of that treasure will blink. Not as useful in the first game, in my opinion, just because of the nature of the way the world is. It's a 3D world instead of a 2D world, and you can't see as much of it at one time as you could in the first game. So, anyway, if you come over here, you get some treasure chests. This is that dead end that I didn't demonstrate before. You get a crest and 2 revived fruit. No, okay. 1 revived fruit and a mini carrot. The other revived fruit is a little bit ahead. You can see that switch we threw earlier down there. I don't think there's anything this way. Oh, look. That's not used for anything, I don't think. Let's see. Let's go this way. And we're just gonna go up and up and up. This is the puzzle I was talking about. It's kind of insidious if you don't know what you're doing. Now, obviously we gotta throw this switch. What these switches do is each switch is tied to several walls. And what the switch does is if you hit it, it sets the wall to the opposite position it's in now. So therefore, hit this switch, this wall, and this wall went down because they were up. But if this wall, let's say this switch caused this one to go up. Well, if I were to hit that first switch again, the one that's down over there would go up and this one would go down. So it's basically a game of musical switches. So we want to go over here and get this revive fruit.